Hi everyone, welcome to Journey to the Cloud. Usually Dan will be along later, Dan Ray will be along later, and we will, Matthew will be here the next time. He had some issues, so he couldn't turn up. So I'm just going to share my screen and second now, and I'm just going to do some stuff with Azure as we're talking about the cloud. And LinkedIn have okay. So I'm going to log into the Azure portal. Second now. They say LinkedIn have, that's the wrong one. Sorry now. So sign in. So the portal.azure.com is the address to log into the Azure portal. So I'm just going to do kind of an overview, kind of front door look at what Azure looks like. So this is my, when I just log in, this is my screen that it gives me. So along all the services here, you can either go here, create a new resource if you want to spin up a VM or whatever like that, or you could just type up something up in the top here like VM for virtual machine, VM. So you can see there, look, it brings up all the different versions of all the VMs. So we might actually go in and have a look at different versions here, just virtual machines. So you say now there's 2 or 3 different ways of going in to explore different stuff. Here we are, virtual machines here. So actually, I'm just checking to see which account I am actually logged into. Okay, so we're looking at virtual machines. So I'm actually going to switch accounts. Because I was logged into, actually this one is, yeah. So we're just going to find the VMs. Sorry about that now. So I'm just going to create a VM here, and we'll see the different types of VMs that we can get. So this is the page you go into anyway if you want to set up a VM and choose a resource group. If you have an existing one, you can pick it there, or you can go down to, it's actually picked a Ubuntu server here for me, but as you click on the thing there, it comes up on the list. and it's got a lot of different Linux ones like Ubuntu, SUSE, Red Hat, Debian, and then the Windows servers then underneath here. But I read an article recently there that 60% of the VMs that are run on Azure are actually Linux VMs. So they're a lot cheaper, so people tend to go for them. So if I just click on the Ubuntu one up here, and we'll see the pricing. So it's given us a standard D2 8 gig of memory, €73 a month. So if I just go back up here and I pick Windows Server, and we just go down to the pricing here again, and you see it's gone from the Ubuntu one for 73 up to 130. So that's a big difference, like it's $50. So that's that's the virtual machine part of things there. Just go up to the now. Just hit the X up in the top there just to get over this one. It seems to my screen has frozen during a demo, so 1 second now. So I'm just going to log back into this. So that's the VM part of it, any of the virtual machines. So you have loads of Linux ones and Windows servers and whatever. So next one, we'll take a look at the storage accounts. So what we'll do, we'll create a storage account, and you can see there are all the different types of storage accounts. So the main one is blob storage accounts. So we will pick I'm in Northern Europe, Ireland, so I'm just going to pick that one. So Europe, North Europe. So I'm just going to give it Journey to the Cloud. Cloud. 1, 2, 3. So this has to be globally unique when you're creating a storage account. So or otherwise it won't provision for you. Okay, so I have to create a resource group. So we'll just call this one Frank. Okay. And we'll just go with the defaults for this one. So it's given us, well, we change it to locally redundant storage because it's only just for the demo. So we go next to advanced, and it's given us version 2 storage. Okay, And we'll just go next. Networking, we'll just leave those the same because we're only just going to walk through what Azure actually looks like. And there's encryption. And onto tags. These are just handy for kind of keeping track of all the different stuff you fire up in Azure, like for billing and those sort of things. So next, review. So there we've got resource group, Northern Europe. There's our unique name. And so we got our blob storage down here and files. So I'm not going to provision this now. It's only just for kind of demo purpose. So I'll just close that, and we'll go back to the dashboard again. So that's a kind of brief look at the storage and virtual machines. There's a OpenAI now as well in Azure, so people can sign up to that, but I don't have access to that one, so we won't cover that today. This is Azure Monitor, right? So if you've got any VMs running or whatever, and you want to see if everything is running okay with them, just come over here. It'll give you some insights to Azure. So I'll just click in here just to view. So you can create alerts, like to fire up something if it's to send you a message. We say if your VMs are running at 90% and you need more resources for them, it could send you a trigger to, or you can automate it as well. Like so, we'll just have a look at these. I don't have anything running in this account now, so it's not going to give us. It'll give us resource groups and subscriptions, and we'll just go back to that one there again. So you can see all the different types here, like application insights, container insights, VM, they monitor the network, metrics, all the alerts here. I don't think we have any in here now. We'll just have a look. Oh, see, there's nothing actually running in this account now, so it's not showing anything. So diagnostics, Azure Monitor. So that's a brief introduction to Azure Monitor. So we're just doing a kind of front door look at what the actual portal looks like. So the other one here is IoT Hub. So we click into that one, and we'll just start to create one. So IoT is actually the Internet of Things. So if you have loads of devices out there and you need them to connect and send messages and communicate, you have to set up your Azure IoT Hub first. So all your devices can actually communicate. So something like we say the Ring doorbell. If your doorbell rings, it's connected to your Wi-Fi. It sends a signal to, we say, Azure, and that sends it back to your phone then. So if you have a look here, the pricing thing, you can actually get, let me see now, for 1 month there you get 400,000. That's a lot of messaging for a month, like, so that's a daily limit. There, when you set up your devices, there is, if you didn't need a whole lot, you get 8,000 free per day, which is not too bad. So that's kind of an overview of what the IoT Hub looks like. So we'll just go to the home page again. So that's IoT, monitor, storage, virtual machine, the AI we didn't go into. So we'll just have a look at resource groups. So this is one I have here. So you can use all your different resources, share them with different deployments. Your VM and your networking and everything can be inside in these. We'll just have a look at the activity log in this one now. Okay, so that's the resource group I just set up there earlier for this the storage account. So you can see the time when it was set up and whatever like that. So for that one, just go overview here. So if you want to delete a resource group, so you just go up here and copy that. It won't leave it delete anything unless you put the name of the actual thing in. So just in case there's some bot or something is trying to do it, so it's a security feature with the resource group. So we just go back here to the main page again. So that's kind of resource groups. So you can tie a lot of different things together. So we'll just have a look at disks. They're up there at the top. So create a disk. So there is giving you, we'll start again their journey to the cloud. And over on the end there, do you see this? There's kind of, it gives you a green tick mark. That's actually globally unique. You have to put in there like that and just give it a label. So we call it journey to the cloud T3, and you'll see again there, look, it's giving us we're good to go. And it's coming up with Western Europe, so I'm just going to change that to, sometimes they might not be available in the different regions that you're in. So it's not available. Oh, it is available there, Northern Europe. So like every region doesn't have everything, so just be aware of that. So this is an SSD, but if we click down here, we can go for standard one. And so we'll just browse. So we don't have actually any other stuff inside there, so we'll just go back there. So, and this is just a demo overview of what Azure looks like on the inside. So we're not going to provision anything here. Just 1 second now. So we're back to the main main page again. So look, we'll just go down along the side here as well. There's other different stuff like resource groups, SQL databases there, Cosmos DB, load balancers, storage accounts, Active Directory, that's quite big as well. Covered Azure Monitor and Microsoft Defender, that's the security piece, and costs and billing. We'll just go into that one. Cost management. There's not really much actually in on this account. I'm just using it for the actual overview. So just 1 second there now. Just check. Is there anybody else looking to come in on the stream? So I'm just going to back here again to. So across the top there, like when you open up stuff and you start using them, it starts to populate here. So when you come back, the stuff that you're using is actually there. We'll just click on here for more services. So as you can see, there is actually hundreds of stuff inside in Azure. Like I'm inside here now in all services, so you can see the general part here is like what we covered, like resource groups, cost management, virtual machines. Then down in the compute part here, so you can see there is lots of stuff from containers, Kubernetes services, web apps, the networking part then as well is quite extensive, like, so nobody will know everything about everything in here, like. Down to our storage part here then, you've got data lakes from storing massive amount of data. If you're using machine learning now or something like that, you'd need to spin them up here inside in the cloud. So there's our web apps, app service domains, lots of stuff. So down here, even like you got mobile power platform, there's the containers again. See Azure Red Hat is in here. If you didn't log into the portal for a few days or wherever, when you come back here, you'll see new stuff all the time. So it's just incredible. So all your databases, there's Cosmos DB, Azure SQL. So whatever one is your favorite, you're guaranteed you're going to find it here. A lot of analytic stuff. Power platform there again. A lot of power app stuff in there. AI stuff is getting just absolutely huge. You can see from here, there's a lot of stuff in there. And just see the machine learning studio, the classic one is still here. I think it's going to be decommissioned in a few months. So that's that. There's our Internet of Things we covered earlier. So that is huge. Like everything today now is kind of geared towards the Internet of Things. Like everything sending signals back, like from cars to smart buildings, like sensors for controlling the heat in the building, and security cameras, you name it, Internet of Things. is very big. So we're only halfway down the page. All the different stuff like service bus, event domains, Azure Stack, Edge here as well, API connections, the identity stuff, then Azure Active Directory, Azure Active Domain Service, Azure AD Business to Customer. So it's just, as you can see there now, we're only kind of halfway down. Here we got the security bit of it, and Microsoft Defender, Key Vaults, Microsoft Sentinel. Like some of these are using AI now for the security, and AI is built into Sentinel. Here's our Azure DevOps part of it. And there's the migration stuff, which is very good for backing up all your on-premises stuff to the cloud, which is very handy. There's the inside of the Azure Monitor again, and all the different pieces to it. And there's down here then there's the management and governance stuff, costs and billings, automation accounts. I see they've even got education inside here, which is in tune for education devices. I think I heard Matt talking about this one a lot before. So yeah, there is just absolutely lots of stuff here. Here's our new sort of stuff, like hybrid has been around, but the new one is multi-cloud. So you can have stuff stored on Azure, you can have stuff stored on Google, you can have stuff on AWS. So that's kind of multi-cloud sort of stuff. So you're not kind of locked into one vendor. You can look up the pricing, we say, of databases on one might be cheaper, and you might have storage on another cloud might be cheaper. So you could just mix and match. That's the multi-cloud bit. Here we got down in others is just a mix of everything from databases to SAP solutions to Azure Health Bot, bare metal instances. So quite a lot in that section there. I'm just going to just check and see if we have anybody else after coming on. So just go back to the portal again, and so there's a lot of different companies involved in putting their stuff, like you got Nginx here, Kubernetes, LogZ. So that's all inside in the services.
Hey, Frank.
Hey, Dan. I was just doing an overview there of the Azure portal, and every time I go in there, there's more stuff. As you can see, it's just wow. I see.
I know for a while they were doing PowerPoints with like all the different features of Azure. I think they finally threw in the towel.
Oh, it's just massive. Like I'm just going to go to. They have one there. 1 second out that I just wanted to finish with here. So it's the marketplace is just huge in here as well. As you can see, all the different Linux up in the top right is just huge in here as well. As you can see, all the different Linux up in the top right is just huge in here as well. As you can see, all the different Linux is like getting recorded back there. Then is it?
Yeah, sorry. I'm trying to get my window closed.
Just huge in here as well.
Where is it open?
All the different Linux.
There we go.
Yeah. So some of these I haven't even heard of. This Clam, is it? CLAMAV.
Yeah, I haven't used that distribution either.
No. So look, I'll that's kind of the marketplace sort of thing. So as you can see over on the left hand side, look at the security IT management tools, 2,292 things they've got in here. So that's all kind of tools for monitoring your hardware and whatever like that. So it's absolutely big. So look, then I'll stop sharing my screen there. So
Sure.
There you go.
Thank you.
It was nearly a half an hour on the Azure portal there.
I appreciate you covering for me. Where did my window just go? There it is. Trying to make this window, there we go. So I can see my presentation, share screen. And of course, Google doesn't have rights to my screen on this computer. Screen recording looks good. Let's do the entire screen. Chrome has lost permissions. Give me 1 sec, Frank. I'm going to see if I can get this working.
Yeah, work away on that. I just, are you going to do any Bing stuff or?
I was going to try.
Okay.
Chrome doesn't like my Mac for some reason.
Yeah, while you're trying to fix that there, I was asked to do transfer stuff from Windows 10 to Windows 11 from one computer to another computer.
Yeah.
And next I opened up the new machine and I went into the BIOS, and lo and behold, it was in Dutch. So the computer came from Holland, and I'm saying, like, I'm English. I haven't a clue. How am I going to get around this, you know? So I got the version of the BIOS. It was AMI BIOS, and I went on to Chat GPT, and I asked it, how do I change from Dutch to English on the AMI BIOS? I had the version, I think it was 1.07, and it came back and it told me press F10, log into your BIOS, hit the 4th tab on the right, and I done what it said. And next I could see the Netherlands was the next tab down, and all I had to do was click in there down to English. Job done.
Cool.
So you would have been, to figure that out now, you'd have went on to web pages and you'd be going, sifting through stuff and sifting through and...
Oh, yeah, for certain.
Yeah.
Let me restart Chrome real quick and I'll be right back.
Yeah. That's good. Yeah, so I'll just share my screen there once more. 1 second now. The entire screen. Hello. And so the new Bing, while Dan is rebooting his machine, like I asked it a real question about the BIOS on a computer that was in Dutch, how to get it into English, and it came back and gave me the perfect answer. So if anybody is looking to sign up to it, you can just go along to bing.com and you'll get onto this page. It can do anything. It can help you write poems, help me plan a fishing trip. I need a big fast car. These are all kind of examples of what I find in a music festival. So it's just answer anything, and it will give you, we'd say if you ask it one part of the question and it comes back with an answer, you can ask it another part, to five different parts of that question, whereas before you would be sifting through 10, 20, 30 pages on the internet to find out what you're looking for. So I think I had it opened. 1 second now. So there's Dan back. So Dan, I'll stop sharing my screen. I'll give it back to you.
Thanks. I don't know why this Mac is acting so funky, but it is not. It is. And there's our dog. Hold on a second.
Okay.
I tell you, it's always something. Let me see if I can share a window. If it'll let me do that, or if it's gonna give me a hard time with that too. Let's see. I've got Safari open. Unlock the screen by selecting lock. Check Google Chrome. I've already checked uncheck. I've already done this. Let's see if they've got any. Yeah, I've already done this this article. Let me see if I've got one of my Windows computers I can bring up here. Matthew's always giving me a hard time about my Macs.
Yeah.
But what I just got was a 48-inch wide, ultra-wide monitor.
Oh, wow.
And for the most part, it's been working out pretty well with the Mac OS and PowerPoint. but I haven't tried it with Windows 11, which was the whole reason I wanted to play around with it, was because of Windows 11 and how they support the ultra wide screens. So let me pop into StreamYard on this computer. And let's see if we can get that hooked up.
So I was trying to back up a Windows 10 machine onto Windows 11. You know now, the security, the TPM.
The TPM piece, yeah.
Yeah.
I just dealt with that in a virtual environment. Did you get through it, or did you?
I found another way around it. You know, we say to keep all the programs like Office, Photoshop, all that stuff. It's just basically migrate it all over to the cloud and then log back in on the new computer and drag it back in.
Cool.
So yeah, there's a few programs for doing it there. East US, you know that software. They have one. They just give you 2 gigs free. You can go PC to PC with either over the network, or you can use USB cable plug it into both PCs. So yeah, there you go. You got your second screen. We add the stream.
Okay.
All right.
Now, I just need to plug all this stuff in.
I think you're after freezing there, Dan. Yeah. Oh no, you're showing your screen, are you?
Is that better? Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Can awesome.
You hear you now,
yeah. Okay. So I think you're coming up with a monitor. I think that's what I'm using for my audio right now. So this is a
Windows 11
display. And it's one of the things they're using at the Microsoft Technology Centers now. They actually have an ultra-wide screen display that they use for things like PowerPoint. And so what I was realizing is I could play around with Designer and actually use Designer on this ultra-wide display.
Okay.
Go in as one of my accounts. And then Windows 11, I believe they're supposed to give you some additional layouts when you're on an ultra-wide screen to decide where the monitor is used.
Okay.
But in Designer, we have a blank canvas that we can set up. And I can actually go in here and choose the resolution, which if I right click on the desktop, display settings, and drag this window over. There we go. Need to find my mouse. I keep on losing my mouse on this setup.
So that's 2 screens on one screen. So then, yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
So right now it's 2880 by 1920. So 2880 by 1920. And what that should do There's no way that's got to be my internal display. Because that's not ultra wide. Yep, that's the wrong one. Here it is. 3840 by 1080. So I have to go back and is there a place to change this in Designer once you're in? Can I change my canvas? I haven't tried this just yet. Have you done the blank canvas with different sizes yet, Frank?
No, I haven't tried that.
Okay. So I saw it on the way in, but I don't see a adjustment within the software. Here's the settings. Let's look down here. Let's go back. There's the settings down here in the lower right. No, those are my browser settings. Start with your content, feedback, can't change canvas size, or don't know how, which is quite possible. And I can include a screenshot. And let's see if that's gonna, does that take the screenshot for me or does that? I'm not sure how to take the screenshot in here either. Maybe it just takes it for me. Can't change canvas size in Designer. So we'll send that off and they'll see that I'm on a super wide screen. But in a new design, blank canvas, custom size, here I should be able to say 3880, 3840 by 1080. And what that does is it gives me the correct canvas for using this ultra widescreen monitor. And what I did with another account, but I can just do here again, is I dropped in several of my designs that I had in my media. Go back here and get a picture of Jay and Ed from the MTCs. I had done this by doing a remove background on Ed and then a resize to put him next to Jay. Because he didn't get a picture with Jay. So I fixed it with Designer.
Okay.
Let's put me in there too. Off to the right. So you can do whatever you want with your design, resize these. But then because it's a widescreen, I have all this room to play around with. Journey to the cloud. And that's my canvas for this monitor. So Frank, if I go back in, I think I've got your picture in here as well somewhere. I've got some Hulks. Hulks.
The Hulk.
here's everybody from Journey to the Cloud. So I can just go back to, there's Frank.
That's my passport photograph.
Okay. And same thing, I can remove the background, which makes you.
So do you to remove the background, you just right click and it gives you other options.
Yeah, so over here on the far left, the really, really far left, because of this monitor, you have a remove background tool, and it does its best job at removing the background. So if I highlight the original photo with Jay and I remove the background, it's probably, it removes the Microsoft Technology Center sign, and then we all kind of look like we're, just floating on a white canvas. But then what I did was I downloaded this photo, and then once the file is downloaded, because I'm running Windows 11, I should be able to go to my downloads folder, right click on Designer, and set as desktop background. And
okay,
because this is that wide a screen, I can do that on the system. And then I don't think this is anything new in PowerPoint necessarily, but PowerPoint looks like it allows you to do the same type of thing. It's not a, I guess I call it a predetermined size for using this entire screen. But within PowerPoint, you can do the same thing under the Design tab.
okay.
You have slide size. And I believe I was doing 30 by 8, and I was getting really, really close to the dimensions. If I resize this so that it's the width of the whole thing, and I just type something out until I get to the wrap, and then I do a slideshow. There we've got pretty much the width of my monitor covered from PowerPoint. So we could do the same thing that we did with Designer here. Add another slide. I can change the layouts. So I could do like ultra widescreen layouts, or then I could just bring in the picture that we just had from this device. I just did some Windows updates on one of my computers, so I could bring in that one, have it on one side of the screen, insert either another photo or text next to it. And then I can send this to the background. So I've got that overlaid. I could set this up as a animation where it only appears after my slide, and then we could talk about Journey to the Cloud, and then show the fact that I was updating to Windows 11 Insider Preview on my computer. And I didn't get upgraded successfully because of something on my Surface. It kept on kicking out after the reboot and attempting to install. So I think there's still something in that 25300 build for Windows 11 that's hit a snag or an issue with my computer.
Yeah, they're
that's
kind
a little bit about PowerPoint and Designer on an ultra wide 32 by 9 aspect ratio display.
I'm just going to change the. Can you see your picture here on the left? You're actually frozen there then.
Yeah. Yeah, I am frozen there. Why am I frozen?
Okay.
This might be a bug on the, yeah.
StreamYard thing?
Yeah, it could be on StreamYard, or it could be the fact that I'm using this ultra wide screen.
Okay.
Here's my Brio camera, so let's see if the Brio is going to work.
Yeah.
There we
you
go.
are.
Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe either the Surface didn't like its built-in camera with everything else I'm doing, or the Brio solved my problem.
Yeah. I just have a question for you about Designer there.
Sure.
The last day you were showing it there, you know how you get 3 more credits or licenses?
Yep.
Doesn't seem to pop up for me for some reason.
And it's on a new account? It's on the new account that you signed up for?
Yeah, do you remember you sent me a link for it and I used it?
Yeah.
And I know I have a kind of a pop-up thing blocker, but I kind of enabled it on that. So
let me see if I can remember the account that I've got my 3 invites in. They're going to make me sign up for an alternative email address and things here shortly. So this one, I have 3 invites.
yeah, what do you actually go into to see them, or does it just pop up? Do you have to go into?
Pops up. So if I, let's see here, if I pull this to my other monitor and I get my invite code, and we log in as an account that doesn't have an invite. So let's go to outlook.com. Oh, I'm logged in as somebody. Let's go to outlook.com in a private browser. I'm logged in as that other account. Let's do a, what do you call it? It's a profile. Let's create a new profile. Browse as guest. There we go. Sign in. Create one. There's already a 13. Let's see if there's a 14. I always use the day that Windows 95 launched for my birthday on these demo accounts instead of my real birthday. Then you have to do this like matching game thing to confirm that you are a real human being and you don't have 14 Outlook accounts already created. That's interesting. I haven't seen that one before. Now if I go over to design, or if I go to bring in my invite code, which may be really small on the screen because of the screen real estate.
Yeah.
What this should do is it gives my account 14, an invite to use Designer. And then to get 3 invites from this account, you go into Designer, you generate something, Journey to the Cloud. And we could say, start with AI, clouds, and people in a pointillism. think I got close there. There we go. So this will give me the 3 potential pictures. I can save that, generate. And then once I generate that, either on a blank canvas for the widescreen, I get these different suggestions. I can do one of the animations. And then all you have to do to get those invites, so I don't have any invites right now, is you download the photo. Then as soon as you download that photo, in whatever format, I'm downloading the GIF or the GIF, those pop-up invites should show up for the account.
Yeah. I think maybe for me, maybe something like a pop-up blocker is probably blocking them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could be. And it's got to be a brand new account. So, I've used at least 14 accounts to get 3 invites each, and then share those with people in our community.
Very good. Yeah. So then we're up to over an hour, and I'll end the broadcast, and we'll see you on the Azure and AI show on Friday. At what time your time is?
It's 2:00 my time, and I think I'm trying to remember if I'm on a plane. Let me double check if I'm on a plane. I'll either put something in StreamYard recorded, Frank.
Okay.
Or I'll try to join you from the airport if it's early enough. So
I'm just going to end the broadcast now. Yeah.
Perfect. Take care, everybody.
Bye.